Welcome back. Got a couple of things I want to talk to you about this week. I am an avid reader. I love to read, and now I can listen to audiobooks and do embroidery or paint at the same time. So my life feels complete, like my two favorite things to do. Um, but this week I want to show you and talk to you about this book. Absolutely, highly recommend. I am not affiliated with this woman in any way. But this is the best book, just been released in March 2025, about creativity and art and the process of a creative. I just cannot recommend it highly enough. I'm on my second reading and it's really, really helpful. I've read lots of books on creativity, but this young woman, Amy McNee, is just coming from a place that just speaks to my soul. It's like, yes, that is how I feel. Yes, I experience that. It's just page after page. She writes beautifully, and she talks in about the realistic journey of the creative, of the artisan, not the Instagram journey of, yes, it's ideal to be a full-time artist and just paint all day. Creativity is not a 9 to 5 job. It's just something completely different. So I would highly, highly recommend you get yourself a copy of this book and read it. I'll put a link below. And yeah, maybe I'll be talking more about each chapter, because this morning I read the chapter on perfectionism and it's like, oh, holy shit, I think she just read directly for me. It's like, yeah, my perfectionism absolutely does impede my creative process, especially with drawing and painting, because I'm not yet skilled at it. With embroidery, not so much. I'm fussy, but I think of that as a good thing. I'm aiming for a high level of mastery in my craft, in my art. But yeah, so do yourself a favor, read the book. It is amazing. I believe it's life changing, and if you feel conflicted about being a creative and being a highly sensitive person and being different to a lot of other people in the world, this book will normalize your experience. And so I am incredibly grateful to Amy McNee for writing it. What I want to talk about today, though, is play, because this is something I have really struggled with. I'm a very serious person, very deep thinker, and I've had to learn how to bring more play into my life and especially into my creativity. And that perfectionism thing really gets in the way. And I read something this morning that I've written down and I'm going to quote, because I've talked about play in a previous video, but this one just takes it to a whole different way of looking at it. It's a quote by a woman I follow on YouTube called Multidimensional You. And again, I'll put her link in below as well. She says, play isn't just for fun. It's how we retrain our nervous system to know that it's safe to feel good. I'm just pausing, because the power of those words and that statement is really affecting me today. I was going to talk to you about something completely different, and I read this morning and thought, shit, I've got to address this. Play isn't just for fun. It's how we retrain our nervous system to know that it's safe to feel good. It's learning that joy isn't a setup for disappointment, that life isn't just about survival. Joy is an energy, a frequency our bodies can learn to trust. Again, I love it when I come across a podcast or a quote or a book where somebody is writing from their lived experience, but clearly it's not just for them. That wasn't written just for me. It's a collective thing. And so if I'm feeling it and experiencing it, then I imagine there are many, many other people as well. I have thought of play as an integral part of my creative process because it lightens things up. It gets my body movement. It gets my mind not so rigid in its overthinking. When I'm able to play with the marks that I make in painting and drawing, it softens and there's an organicness and an aliveness that comes through to the work. Same in my embroidery when I'm not culling within the lines, when I'm just, stitching a little bit playfully, the work is different. And then on a separate level for me, if I give myself a play day where I print fabrics or paint fabrics or just go a bit wild or use the leftover stuff to just quickly paint something, that's when I have real fun. And that's when I feel that inner childlike joy, like bubbling up. But as an adult, I don't feel terribly comfortable with that. And so to initiate play into my life has been quite a challenge, and I've had to really look at how I can do that. But thinking and knowing that play is not just for fun, I'm just going to keep saying this over and over, it's how we retrain our nervous system to know that it's safe to feel good. I feel a bit teary because my body doesn't believe that it's safe to feel good. And how sad is that? Like, seriously. And that playing not only brings up that childlike joy, that delight, that fun, that creative energy, but that it retrains our nervous system to hold good things. So whenever feelings and emotions get too much for me, I shove something in my mouth, mainly chocolate. I do it just as much when something good happens. I don't just always overeat when I'm unhappy or worried. In fact, I probably do it more when something good happens because it's like, oh shit, that was really good. That's a wonderful commission I've just got. I'm super excited. But I'm not used to holding joy in my body. So it's like, all right, that's really, really interesting. And the line that she said that life isn't just about survival, I swear that is one of the limiting beliefs that I have been to reprogram for the last few years, to open myself to the fact that life can be joyful and delightful instead of just doing one thing after the other in order to survive. Joy is an energy, a frequency our bodies can relearn to trust. I just love that. I really love that. I've really been trying to be more grounded and more embodied. I walk around with bare feet. I sit on the earth every day, morning and evening, with my feet on the ground, and let Mother Earth just do her magic. I meditate every day. I do, some of those exercises I've shared with you before I create, just to try and get out of my head and into my body. But yeah, this little quote today has just been such a gift to me, to look at play in a deeper way. Makes me laugh because I'm taking something that's supposed to be light and fun, and now I'm just making it even deeper, but in a really good way, because one of the reasons I create is to reset my nervous system. I have highly creative energy days where I'm exploring new ground, going into new territory. And then if I've had a really, really challenging day, I will come home and I will just do some slow stitching, or I will knit, because the therapeutic value of those creative areas just calm my nervous system down and really help balance me out. But yeah, I am super excited to look at play as a way to retrain my nervous system to know that it's safe to feel good. I just want to slow that down and really take it in. It's learning that joy isn't a setup for disappointment. Because every time I feel happy about something, or I get a new commission or a new job offer, I often do feel disappointed when it doesn't meet my expectations, or if it doesn't come to fruition, or, all of those things. It's like I'm creating that unintentionally from the limiting beliefs that I hold as a creative, as an artisan, as a person. It's like, shit, that's not what I want to be doing in the future. So today I took inspiration and I painted wildly, paint all over a linen dress. I had done it before, but when I washed it, some of the paint had faded out and it was all very nice and subtle and lovely and I quite liked it. And I thought, oh, fuck it. I'm going to get up. I'm just going to go a little wild and, make some big, bold marks. And I put some extra colours in this time. And it's not actually about the outcome. It was about the momentum and the intention that I set. And so every time I wear that dress from now on, I hope that I will be able to embody that sense of playfulness, and it will remind me of this beautiful quote, and the beautiful information that I feel so grateful and so blessed to be able to have received that today and to be able to share it with you. So I hope that's helpful. Whatever your creative area is, whether it's embroidery and illustration like mine or a completely different area, my challenge to you this week, or my invitation to you this week, is to, bring a level of playfulness into it in whatever way feels right for you, and know that it's doing more than you ever imagined it possibly could. See you next week.